All roads lead to Rome in Wilson. Now I gotta ask the question here. You all just saw the video of what Roman Wilson looks like here with his helmet off and all. Is it just me, or he looks like the kid from Family Matters grown up?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
A little bit, right? Richie, is that his name? The little kid?
I was going to say, I can't remember most of the names now. That's slipping me.
I want to say it's Richie. I want to say it's Richie was the kid's name.
I think you're right.
Me.
Now, you're going to see a lot of theme with this, guys, with Michigan, where for some reason, people love these Michigan people. And they're going to talk to you about potential. And I'm one of those people. I don't give a damn about potential. You've had 4 years to show me what potential you have. And I said it when we talked about J.J. McCarthy on the QBs there. If he was that good, they wouldn't have held him back. And I still will say that forever. If J.J. McCarthy was that good, why would Harbaugh, a former quarterback himself, so you know what? You're pretty damn good, but let's save it for the NFL. Let's keep you on the down low, keep running the ball nonstop. So you're going to see Roman Wilson be a lot higher on boards than I have him here at 16. There's a lot of guys who are very big on him. No pun intended. We'll go over his size in a minute here. But again, I didn't see a ton from him. I like what I see, and I think he's a legitimate NFL receiver. And I think he's part of a good receiver group. He's one of the few guys on this list that if he became a star, I'd be shocked. Absolutely shocked. But he's also got one of the highest ceilings, I think, of any of these guys in this list. Like, he's the least likely to bust, in my opinion, as well at the same point. He's the safe bet. So Roman Wilson out of Michigan here.
Yeah.
Second guy in a row here. Stayed at one school. Kudos to you, Roman. 5'11", 185 pounds, 22 years old. In 23, 15 games, 48 receptions, 789 yards, 12 touchdowns, 1 rush for 10 yards. In 22, 12 games, 25 receptions, 376 yards, 2 rushes, 39 yards, and 2 TDs. Again, this is not a lot, guys. You have to put both those years together to get what's actually considered to be an impressive year. So, again, I'm not going to sit there and say that he's not good. I'm not going to sit here and say he's not a legit NFL receiver, but I just can't see this guy having that possible star quality where if you're looking for a guy to possibly hit on in this mid rounds, listen, go with Corley, go with Baker, those guys at that point they're much likely to have the higher ceiling. They're going to have the lower floor though to go with it. Keep that in mind as well. Pro wise, speedy, good route runner. Good at 50-50 balls for a size, which is kind of funny because, again, he's so tiny. You don't expect him to do that.
He's a wee man.
He's a wee man. He's probably a good leprechaun. Con-wise, lack of strength.
This is season.
Trouble with press. Lacks any yak abilities whatsoever. Plus, he's had a couple injuries, so there is a little bit of durability concern with him as well. He's that first guy I got on that board where I'm saying second to third at that point. And I think the only reason I'm even saying second to third, to be very frank with you guys, is because I think somebody's going to fall in love with that potential that they see in all these Michigan guys. And someone's going to take him too early, to be very frank with you. But again, he's going to be that third, fourth receiver on a team at a ceiling, in my opinion.
The natty with him that comes with it is just, that's what people are going to be enamored with. I mean, they're, Jim's going and telling everybody, like, JJ's amazing, Roman Wilson's amazing, Blake Corum's not amazing. You don't like him at all. We don't touch him, kind of thing. We want him in the second.
The Chargers need a running back too, don't they?
You can't tell me that Jim isn't taking that second round pick and being like, Blake, you get here now, and that's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I same thing with me too. Roman is one of those players where he's either going to be high bust or high ceiling. Like, he's either going to go to a team and he's going to be really good in the system and he's going to be an NFL player and he's going to make some money, or he's going to go to the wrong place, which there's a few places he would not fit in my opinion, like Atlanta. He would not fit in Atlanta. He probably wouldn't fit in with the system that they got in Cleveland. They would not fit in with the system they got in Cincinnati, and he definitely wouldn't fit in the system they got in Pittsburgh. But there are places that probably could use him. Like that, there's a chance that if depending on who your guys' quarterback situation would be, and depending on how Dable and company run that, offense, he could be useful there.
We have enough tiny receivers with durability concerns. We have plenty of those. We're good.
I guess, yeah. Carolina probably would get a good look at him if they wanted a prospect with a high ceiling.
You're just trying to get a shorter receiver than their quarterback, aren't you? I'm on to you.
And NFC South bias.
Actually,
can't hate me.
I would see him going to the Raiders with that revamp they're got going on over there.
They did Hunter Renfro, so there you go. He's a good potential replacement for him as a slot guy. Yeah.
The player before that we were just talking about, actually, the Malachi. I was like, man, Malachi would possibly be a really nice Raider. Like with
if Al Davis was alive, he'd be a Raider right now. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
Al Davis
before the draft.
Look at that film. Look at that 40 time. Let's get him.
What
pick
do I have? 11? No, is it even close to 11? No. Lock it in. Lock it in.
First round done.
Don't care. 3 rounds early. Let's go.
It's 3 weeks before the draft. How's it feel to be 11th pick?
You know it's the case, man. That man was crazy. I think he was really good and really smart at some point in football too. That's the crazy part. And towards the end, I think that's the problem, is that we saw him towards the end. Towards the end, it's just like, I want the fastest guy.
Yeah.
Well, it's Sonic the Hedgehog coming out of college this year.
Well, now his son that he owns it, I think his son got a little scared in the offseason, and that's the reason it took a long time to get Pierce signed. Is I think there was a chance that Jim was going there and that they were going to go with that route and stuff. But also,
we talked about that.
Yeah, and
we said that we thought J.J. McCarthy and Harbaugh to the Raiders, and that'd be like the quintessential Raider move.
Yep, and then you would have had to trade Max. You probably would have had to trade Devontae. Like those things would have happened. The Jets would have eventually gotten Devontae. Now, because he's sitting there and he looked at Pierce, he looked at Crosby, he looked at some of these players in the draft, he looked at the opportunities around him, and he's like, "Shit, we could actually do this, and we can make the bad boy Raiders all over again."
Oh yeah.
And then the second that they said, "You know what, let's go with Pierce," and then a month later they signed Wilkins, I was like, "Oh, I cannot wait to watch some Raider football next year."
It's good.
It's been a while since we said that, right?
It's going to be a very, very, may I say, meaty defense. Meaty team.
It's only one pirate ship around here.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.